Welcome to This Daring Adventure podcast, where we work on bridging the gap between where we are and where we want to be in order to live a bigger and bolder life. In this podcast, we will provide inspiration, tips, and skills you need to make your life the adventure you want it to be. Here's your host, mindset mentor, and life coach, Trista Guertin.
Hey everybody, welcome to this Daring Adventure podcast. My name is Trista Guertin, and I'm a certified life coach and mindset mentor. I wanted to do this episode to introduce myself to you and tell you a little bit more about why I'm doing this podcast and what you can expect to get out of it. I have been listening to podcasts probably for the past 6-7 years, and I have to tell you that a podcast really changed my life. It was back in 2017. I was having some relationship issues. I was in a long distance relationship. It was pretty challenging, and I found myself in a situation where I was pretty frustrated. I was pretty unhappy, and I knew something had to change, but I had no idea what that would look like or how to go about it. And I remember going out on my balcony, it was in July, and scrolling through a number of podcast episodes that I had downloaded and randomly choosing one that sort of looked interesting and I thought, might be worth a listen. And it ended up changing my life. I had such a profound paradigm shift that day, and I haven't looked back since. That's when I found life coaching. That's when I got a life coach. That's when I started making such amazing changes and results in my life that I've not looked back. And so that podcast had such an impact on me. I guess I've always been inspired since that time to create my own podcast and to share this with you in the hopes that you will also be inspired to make changes in your life. And probably you want to, but you're not sure how. And I want to invite you to go on this journey with me. I am nowhere near done. I definitely have a lot of things I want to do, and I'm just getting started. So I hope you'll join me. I became a certified life coach in April of 2021, and I have been running my own coaching practice since that time. My career was in humanitarian aid, and I landed up living and working around the world in places such as Kosovo, Sri Lanka, Angola, Iraq, Yemen, Lebanon. And I knew that I wanted to eventually transition out of that work. I knew I didn't want to be doing it forever, but I wasn't quite sure what I would transition into. And I guess I always thought that maybe becoming a life coach would be an interesting opportunity, but that was down the road, maybe, 10 years down the road. However, when COVID hit, obviously I found myself with a lot of time on my hands, and I thought it was a worthwhile investment to take a lot of what I had learned, a lot of the tools and a lot of the skills to a deeper level. And certainly they would be useful for me in my own life. And perhaps down the road, I would become a life coach. It turned out that as soon as I enrolled and as soon as I started my classes, I just loved it. And I knew that I had to share this with other women, that it could have the same impact on them that it did on me. And I truly believe that anything is possible for your life if you really want it, and that everybody should have a life coach. So this is my podcast to inspire you and to uplift you and to share with you everything that I've learned. If you're interested in up-leveling your life, if you're interested in creating amazing results, then tune in. Let me know what you want to learn, how it's touched you. I'm looking forward to going on this adventure with you and seeing where it takes us. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any comments, if you have any questions, please reach out to me at any time. All the contact details will be in the show notes. And please don't hesitate to reach out if there's anything you want to learn more about. I really do hope that you will find this podcast as much fun and as interesting as I'm going to have making it for you. So thank you. I hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye.
Thank you for listening to This Daring Adventure podcast with your host, Trista Guertin. We hope you enjoyed the tips and conversations on how to get excited about life again. As always, you can head to tristaguertin.com for additional resources and to book a one-on-one coaching session. You can also follow Trista on Instagram at Trista V. Guertin. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review us on Apple Podcasts. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.